Hey everybody, this is EternallyPrussian's Warframe, here today to, well, I'm sure as you can see, I'm here to talk about the new Ember skill, which is Accelerant. Now, like anybody else, I'm sure you're wondering exactly what Accelerant does. Well, highlighting, it says, stuns nearby enemies with a strong Accelerant, increases all fire damage dealt. Well, as nice and pretty of a description as that is, I bet you have to wonder to yourself, what exactly does Accelerant do? Well, I'm going to flip over to a quick clip and show you in mission exactly what Accelerant does. So what does Accelerant do? Basically nothing, unless you have a flamethrower. All it does is just increase the amount of fire damage you deal and gives it a second or so stun that barely gives me enough time to kill a heavy unit with this thing. If you are using just a bullet weapon, Accelerant essentially is a waste of 50 energy. For half a second stun, you could be gunning people down in that time. The casting animation makes it less than worth it because the second you'd spend gunning people down is the same second you spend casting it. So you really don't save yourself any trouble. And as I said, unless you've got a flamethrower, you're not going to be doing anything with it. And I guess you could argue if a huge crowd of infested is basically clouding you and you used Accelerant, you get maybe half a second to buy your time. But although that half a second can be helpful, if you don't have a fire weapon, you don't start coming out swinging really quickly, Accelerant's just going to be a waste of 50 energy for you. And you won't even have that if a disruptor hits you, because a disruptor would screw you up. Now, Accelerant wouldn't be as shit if it was, her only second ability, like she started out with it. We could just say, oh, what a crappy ability, but compared to Overheat, this is just a smack across the face and a kick in the nuts for Ember, even though she's not supposed to have them. You get what I'm saying. It's a kick in the nuts to us, basically. It took down one of her best, and the replacement is just nothing. If you somehow manage to score some extra fire damage while you have Accelerant on, that's great, but unless you're using a flamethrower, there's no real practical use for it. As far as I'm concerned, Accelerant is equal to taking a couple drops of gasoline and flicking them into your enemy's eyes. Like, ooh, that kind of burns for half a second, and I guess that makes them more flammable, but in the long run it really doesn't have that many effects. I don't think that changes with level either. I think it's just non-existent. It's just a crap ability. So Ember is still a great frame. Don't skip out on her, but honestly, this Accelerant just really brings her down. It bogs her down to where she shouldn't be. But, it's what we gotta deal with, so it's what we gotta deal with. Also, I got the Prime Access package, meaning, well, the second one, so I have Ember Prime, Glaive Prime, and Sycoris Prime. I'm working on building a Paris Prime, but that's not going so well right now, as Exterminate and Capture Keys are actually kind of hard to get for me, because I'm not doing a lot of survival missions, so I have to depend on chance or a friend. It's been kind of messy, but I also have a couple new games in my arsenal. I have Dark Sector, which is a beautiful game, as well as, oh, what was the other one? Don't Starve was a gift from a friend. Contagion was also a gift from a friend. So you may or may not see that popping up. Got Deus Ex, Director's Cut, and I also am hopefully getting Skyrim soon, so you know me and my love of bugs and glitches, so maybe you'll see some Skyrim gameplay. Man, that's going to be great. Or I can just show off some stuff I did for Skyrim, because I have it on console too. But I'm starting to stray way off topic here. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Accelerant, and that's what's been up with my Warframe. I also have the Synapse, and I'm going to let everybody know how that is, because although I said I wouldn't do research weapons, some of these research weapons are really kick-ass. So that's it from Eternally Prussian. Hopefully my Know Your Allies Vault will be up, and I'll see y'all later.